Phase two is now when we start talking about commercial production. And so what you see on the screen here is a build out of a 6,000 ton per year build out. And again, heavily relying on the modularization that Saltworks brings through their existing technology packages. Our initial stage one commercial is going to be scaled down to 3,000 ton per year. This initial US 180 million capex is built off of our generation one feed study that has been completed. That hasn't been third-party validated, so it's more of an internal based number that we've come up with for estimating. But 3,000 ton per year and 1,500 ton per year spokes is really the numbers that we have aligned on with Saltworks for the future scalability of the Saskatchewan-based resource. And so again, as mentioned, highly repeatable units. They're all manufactured, in a factory. We have the ability to learn and apply innovation as we look to scale this project up. But that initial 3,000 ton per year will be the initial starting point for commercial production. We have executed a PEA, or preliminary economic assessment, that was done about 2 years ago, specifically on our Viewfield property alone, and that in itself was a 12,000 ton per year for 20-year project. So again, we have the ability within Viewfield to scale this to numbers, 12, 18, 20,000 ton per year before we have to look at further expansion into our Mansur or Taiwan properties. One other thing to note here too, part of the demo plan is really understanding what product do we need to produce. These capital estimates, the 180 million capex is really built on going right from brine resource all the way through to a battery grade lithium carbonate. But in terms of some of the offtakes that we're seeing signed today, and then what the capabilities of what those offtakers are for purification at their facilities, we may not need to go all the way to battery grade. And so by us, again, establishing this demo facility, having multiple sort of off points of different grade products, being lithium chloride salts, technical grade, industrial grade, or battery grade carbonate, we have the ability to tailor our process and then ultimately remove capital equipment if we do not need it to produce a spec that somebody's willing to take as an offtake. So we do have the ability to play with these numbers, and we'll get, again, real live data, understand the operating costs, reagent use, and sort of the trade-offs for moving from a lower grade product to a higher grade product before we do commit into the first commercial facility.